my name's Michaela. This is my very first video on YouTube, and I just wanted to do kind of like a get to know me video before I dive into my regular content, which will be more podcasty style. I may put some tutorials in there along the way. I'm not 100% on that one. Just depends on how everything goes. I am the owner of Hooked in a Flash. I design and sell crochet toys on Etsy. I sell the patterns for them, not the actual toy. I make stuff like this. Ta-da! And this guy. Ta-da! My little Yarny. I love him from Unravel. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have my husband Harley, my 2 kids, Delilah and Ray, and we have 3 dogs, Scruffy, Oliver, and Bones, and 2 cats, Riptide and Romper. And I'm a huge crafter. I love crafting all the things. If it has to do with making something, I want in on that. I love it. The only thing that I've not been really good at and I'm not really a fan of is scrapbooking for some weird reason. Doesn't work for me, which is okay. I have lots of other options. I've been crocheting since I was a little girl. My grandmother taught me, but I haven't really started until about 8 years ago making actual things. I would make like little necklaces and stuff like that before, but nothing really big until about 8 years ago when I started making toys. And I have been knitting for about a year. My wonderful friend Courtney taught me how, and she was so patient with me because I had 1,000 questions and I get so excited about a new craft. So, and I still send her so many questions and I'm like, oh, look what I made. And she's like, yay, can you stop sending me 1,000 pictures a day, please? But she's super supportive and wonderful of that. I thought maybe I would go through and kind of tell you who I like to listen to. One of my things I like to do is if I'm crocheting or knitting, I like to listen to videos on YouTube of other people doing it. It's mostly a podcast style videos that I like listening to. So I thought maybe I would list those off for you guys and see how if you like them, go check them out because they're all amazing. All of them are fantastic people. So, you know, go check them out. For knitting tutorials, the ones that I go to is Arne and Carlos and Very Pink Knits. Those two, if you have a knitting question, they're going to have an answer on there. Very Pink Knits she has slow motion videos, so it's kind of nice if you're new and you really don't know what you're doing to go on there and watch those because she does go it very smoothly. She has very different ways of doing it than Arne and Carlos. Arne and Carlos are a little bit faster with their tutorials and techniques that they learn. So if you understand your grasp of things, I think going over there is fine. For me, the slow motion ones are a little drag because I know what I'm doing. I just want to see like that specific stitch real quick and then I can go on about my way. The other one that I really love listening to and watching and everything is Smells Like Yarn. It's Ross from Smells Like Yarn. And I'm going to fangirl for a second because I just started back up my Instagram. I haven't had it for very long. But he's following me. What? I'm so excited. You don't understand. My husband is like sick and tired of me telling him about how Ross is following me on Instagram. It's not a big deal. I know it's not. But it is. So we're going to leave it at that. Bag a Day Crochet, Crystal from Bag a Day Crochet. If you are like me, when you want to touch the yarn that you're getting, I don't like buying stuff online because I'm really big. I want to touch it, I want to feel it, make sure that it's something that I really want to work with. She's really good at that. You can go on there and I feel like she gives you a very good, clear idea of the yarn that you're going to purchase. You'll know she compares it to other yarn that's like in a store that you can touch so that you know exactly what you're getting. It's not really a surprise when you get it, which is nice for me because like I said, I'm really scared of buying stuff online because I don't want to get something. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on something that I don't know what it is, and then I get it and I'm like, wow, now I got to figure out a different project for this because this is not what I want at all. Honeybee Knits, it's Melissa from Honeybee Knits. She dyes her own yarn, and I love watching that stuff. She also does it more of a podcasty style where she shows, you know, what she's made and stuff like that, just like Ross from Smells Like Yarn. But she also dyes her yarn, and that stuff's beautiful to look at. Wet Coast Wools, I really like listening to them. It's Glinda and Kelsey on there. They're really fun to listen to. I like seeing this, and the stuff that they put out is just ridiculous. It's so beautiful, all their stuff. They have a yarn store, too. She has a yarn store. I think it's Glinda that has the yarn store. And they have, you know, they show you new yarns that they're getting in and stuff like that. So that's always fun. Amy Florence is one that I really love listening to. Zach Stout is a crocheter podcast. He's really fun. He just put out a new shawl that's really beautiful. I say just, but it's been a little bit. I'm a little bit behind on the times watching his podcasts. I'm sorry, Zach. But he put out a shawl that's beautiful. It's got some really nice lace work on the bottom and stuff like that. Might be taking a shot at that one when I catch up on my projects that I have. Craft House Magic is another one that's really pretty. I love videos of socks. I love socks. My friend Courtney got me into doing socks, and I always have to have a pair of socks. As soon as I get one done, I start another one that day. I can't be without my socks. I love making the socks. I don't know why, but I do. And I like watching videos of other people making socks, so that's always fun. The Knit Girls, it's Laura and Leslie. Those guys are hilarious. They make a lot of socks. They make a lot of sweaters too. That's a lot of fun. And I haven't really gone through and looked at all their stuff on Ravelry, but it sounds like they're really into the craft community in general, knitting community especially. I think they do like this SSK meetup and stuff like that. Sounds like it's a retreat. I'm not 100% on it, but it sounds interesting and I need to look into it. So they're really cool people, you know, they seem like they're super supportive. It's really awesome to listen to. They're hilarious. And then the last one that I really like listening to is Stacy Elstone from Stress Knits Yarn. She dyes her own yarn. She also has this all of her garments that she makes is always like this light, subdued colors that she does. Most of her yarn that I've seen has been like a subdued color. It's all beautiful. It seems like all of the colors are going to go well together, which is pretty impressive for when you're dyeing your own stuff. I've dyed some yarn. I'm not an expert, but it's really hard to, you know, coordinate all of that. And all of the yarn that I've seen that she has made all seem like they would go well together, and you wouldn't think that with how many that she's made, but it's impressive. She's really impressive. And super sweet and amazing. So that's the people that I like to listen to and watch and stuff like that. So if you check those out, you know, give them a like, and I'm sure that they will never hear about me, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyways. My next little spot in this podcast, just to kind of set you guys up and set me up where I can do this more weekly and know what I've done and what I need to show you still, is I'm going to do finished projects that I have right now. Some of these you guys may have seen on Facebook and Instagram. They're a little, you know, like I'm trying to catch up to everything since this is my first video. But next week will all be fresh and stuff like that. I'm going to try to put out a weekly video for you guys. We'll see how that goes with my content and how fast I can knit and crochet. My first one is my daughter's sweater. This is my design. I made it up. This is out of Peyton Croy's acrylic yarn. I like acrylic for the kids. You know, look, she's already got a stain on it. That's my daughter, and that's why I like acrylic. But she wanted a hood with the strap, with the little string in it, so I designed that. I just added 5 right here, went all the way around to the top, and sewed that shut. And then I folded, I don't know if you can see that, I folded the 5 extra stockinette in to make this whole so that my strings could go through. And then she needed a pocket, of course, so we added on a little pocket. And then for some reason my daughter is really into holes for her thumbs, so we added a little hole for her thumbs, and she loves it. She wears it all the time. It was a little rough when I made it. She picked out the color. This is the one she wanted, and it was a little rough. I was a little worried about it, but once I threw it in the washing machine, it softened up quite a bit, and she actually wears this with nothing underneath it, and it doesn't bother her at all, so that's good. My next one is I love this sweater so much. I'm so proud of myself for making it, but it's wonky. But I'm going to stick with it. It's still mine, and I love it, and I'm going to wear it anyways. As you can see, I'm a Zelda fan. I absolutely love Zelda. And so I made this. This is my design. I figured out how to make this. This is not a pattern. I did not follow a pattern at all. But as you can see, my tension is wonky between here. And that's just because, see up here, it's not so bad because I'm only running 2 colors at a time, or, you know, 1 color, 2 colors. You can see my increases here. But it's all even tension until I get down here. But my issue is I was running up to 5 colors at a time going through, and I should have went up a needle size while doing that, but I just got into making the pattern and focusing on my increases and stuff like that. I may do this again with a larger needle to go through here to try again with it, but I absolutely love it anyways, and I'm very proud of myself for making the circular yoke with no pattern or anything like that. It's really nice though. It does fit. It fits. It's a little tight right here because of the differentness. So when I put it on and I lift it, kind of everything comes up at once, you know. But I love it anyways. I'm going to keep it. I may cut down the front and put in a zipper so that this tightness here is not going to be an issue for me anymore. I'm not 100%. I'm going to try blocking it out, which I haven't yet, and see if that stretches that out enough that it's an issue anymore. And if it is still an issue, I'll just cut it up. And then I have, that's for knitting. For crocheting, I have this guy. I know that you guys have seen him on Instagram and Facebook, but this is my little platypus. I absolutely love how he turned out. Look at his cute little feet. He's really fun. This is all of my toys that I do. I use Red Heart Super Saver. That's all this up here. My wonderful husband just made this wall for me. I absolutely love it. We got pegboard, and he put dowels in there. And I just stick my yarn on there. That's my extra Red Heart Super Saver yarn so that I can see it. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. I can't get enough of it. So that's this, and then I just use this liquor brush to brush this out so he's nice and fuzzy. That's what I did with this guy here. This is my favorite toy that I've made so far. This is obviously my design too. Look at his little tail. I love him, my little warrior mouse. I do have the pattern for him written. I just haven't published it yet. I need to do that. I haven't gotten around to it. But I love him. This is the reason why I made the platypus. My husband brought this thing home for me. And it has little, I don't know if you can read that. It just has the little, what people call the platypus or whatever, the little history, the lore of the platypus and stuff. I hate touching it. It's like this flocked thing. I absolutely hate the feeling of flocked. But I love this little guy. He's the cutest thing. So I keep him up here so that I can check him out. I love him. Yeah, that's all I have right now for finished projects that I've really done right at the moment. So I'm going to go into what I need to finish which is, I have a few, but oh well. I have liked to just start new projects. For some reason, I'll start it and then just set it to the side, start another one. I don't need to start it. I just started anyways, whatever. That's what I'm doing right now. I am making a sweater for my son. I wanted this to be done before school started, but I ran out of yarn. My husband just picked up yarn for me. So I started on the hood, I think last night. And so yeah, I'm going to finish up the hood. He'll have the little pocket and then the arms, and he wants the little thumb hole too because Sissy has that. And that's just in a bag. My friend gave me this little bag and I've been using it for my projects because it's really nice. My next one is, of course, socks, because I love socks. It's in this little bag that I made. I like having it like this. I bring my socks along a lot when my kids, like when I go to the park, we walk to the park or ride bikes or something. I'll just grab it and, you know, knit away while I'm walking after them. I started this. Boop. These are Patent Croy yarn. This is Patent Croy yarn. I don't know the name of it because I've taken off the labels a long time. I've had that yarn for a while. So I don't know what it is, but it's pretty. I've made some out of it for me. I've made socks for me, so my son needed matching socks for himself. And then the last thing that I have right now is another bag that it's in a bag that I made for myself because, you know, Zelda fan. And then I lined it with this pretty, make it feel fancy. This one is actually a pattern that I'm following and I'm so proud of myself. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. It's the Kohi Shawl. Can you see that? There it is. It's really pretty. It's got this, I think they call it something with, let me see if I can find this really quick. It's waves of wheat. That's what they call it. The waves of wheat pattern. It's really pretty. I like it a lot. And my Courtney, my friend, got me this yarn at our favorite yarn store that we like to go to called Teaselwick Wools in Salem, Oregon. If you guys are in or even near Salem, you're going to want to stop by there because honestly, I've been to a lot of yarn stores and this is by far my favorite. The owner, Tracy, is phenomenal. She's the most helpful and patient person I think I've ever met. She is so, so sweet. And it's in this wool museum. So not only do you get a yarn store, you get to do a tour at a wool museum. It's really, really cool. They have a gift shop there, of course, and everything like that. And she has a small space, but she fills it like to the max. It's every, you know, if you can't find it, then she'll order it. That's what she did for my friend. She didn't have it in stock. She ordered it right away, got it like 2 days later. She's amazing. Really, stop at Teaselwick Wools. It's really nice. Just bonus, they are getting in the Arne and Carlos sock yarn here soon. It actually might be in, but I'm not going until Wednesday because Wednesdays are knit nights. So if you guys want to come see us at knit night, come see us. And I'm saving up my money. I'm going to buy some sock yarn. I don't need it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Anyways, this is, I don't know what it is again because this is what I have left. It's a hand-dyed yarn that we got there. It's a sock weight yarn. I think it's a bamboo blend. And that Courtney bought me, my friend Courtney bought me when we get there. Because she knows my favorite is yellow. But look at this. This is so beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see the stitches. Oh, and I'm holding it backwards. There you go. But it's pretty on that side too. See? It's so nice. It's really pretty. The stitches are so nice. And it's going to be really lovely when it's blocked out, you see. I like it a lot. It's really fun. I've never made an asymmetrical shawl, and I've been really worried about how I'm gonna like wearing it, because I'm really big on being even, having things even. So this is new for me. I'm gonna do it anyways. I kept thinking of stopping and trying to figure out how to make it, you know, a triangle shape, but some of the girls at Knit Night convinced me to just keep going. So I've just been plugging away at it. I'm not following the pattern anymore, of course, because I'm weird. I already know what the pattern repeat is, so I'm just going until I run out of yarn, and that's going to be my shawl. So that's what that is. That's all I have to show you right now. I do have a blanket that is unfinished, but it's in timeout for forever. So I'm not going to pull that out because I don't want to remind myself that I've put it in timeout for forever. And that's all I have. That's me. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, please put them down below in the comment section. Or you can message me on Facebook or Instagram. Talk to me. Come see me. And hopefully I'll see you next week for another podcast episode. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day.